Morning to everyone. I would like to thank the scientific committee of this event for giving me the opportunity to present the results of this research. This was made possible through the collaboration of the three universities, the University of Salamanca in Spain and the Universities of Pamplona and Nacional in Colombia. The section under study is located in the Northwest Caribbean in onshore Colombia. The area under study is of great interest to the oil industry because previous research has documented its potential for generated hydrocarbons. The main objective in this research is to analyze the nanoplankton record in the well, to propose a biostratigraphic framework in Northwest Caribbean with application for gas and oil exploration and the global energy matrix, to propose paleoenvironmental interpretations to review the changes that occur in the Neogene, especially in Oligocene-Miocene transition, and to identify the middle Miocene climate optimum, analyze episodes of blooming in nanoflora, as well as the drastic changes in nanofossil abundance and calcium carbonate content. You can consult the results in our paper published in the Journal of South American Earth Science. The Caribbean regions present a wide variety of geological problems related to the evolution of tectonic plates, the nature of its oceanic crust, the history of the climate and oceanic dynamics, as well as the age of the closing of the Panama Oceanic Passage, which remains without scientific consensus. Despite the abundance of oil gas report in exploration activities and oil company technical reports in the area of the study, the San Jacinto Basin is an underexplored and poorly understood basin, especially regarding the dynamic of its petroleum system. The sedimentary province is divided in two main provinces, the oceanic Sinu-San Jacinto belts and the continental conforms with the Plateau and San Jorge basins. Due to their global importance, improved flow prediction and recovery in carbonate reservoirs are likely to be among some of the significant developments for the oil and gas industry in the next decade. The El Carmen formation that you can see the picture here is the sole rock in the petroleum system and consists mainly of thick bed sets of semi-compacted claystone and fossiliferous mudstone with occasional layer of very fine silty sandstones. In this study, a medium to high resolution biostratigraphic study was carried out in the El Carmen Formation, one of the best Neogene sedimentary successions in the Sinu-San Jacinto onshore basin, where the Stratigraphic Well 4 was drilled by Ecopetrol, the Colombian state-run oil company. The results are divided in four main items. Allow me to briefly introduce this beautiful growth of microfossils. Calcareous nanofossils are one of the main fossils groups used in the petroleum industry to determine the relative age and correlation with lithophytes identified in gas and oil wells. Moreover, these algae are essential for reconstructing the response to changes in the paleoenvironment, such as changes in temperatures of nutrients in the seawater. Nanofossils can be reproduced in an incredible number, known as blooms, as shown in this slide. This corresponds to a phytoplankton bloom of Emiliana haslegii that can be observed from space. This study identified 14 genera of 40 species of calcareous nanofossils. In general, the species are well preserved, beautiful preserved, and show variations in abundance throughout the section. Our data allow us identify the zonations of Martini from the Sphenolithos cyperoensis zone from Helicosphaera amplia aperta zone. spanning from the latest Oligocene to middle Miocene. The biobands and key species recognized in this study are summarized in the figure. We also propose the highest occurrence of Reticulofenestra bisecta and the temporal range on Sphelonitus capricornitus and Sphenolitus caliculus as reliable biostratigraphic markers of the Oligocene-Miocene boundary. It's widely accepted that certain species can be used to reconstruct past ocean temperatures and nutrient levels due to their sensitivity or preference for different environmental conditions. In studies conducted around the world, nanofloral proxies have been used to evaluate the ecological preference of these species. The table summarizes the paleoenvironmental characteristics attributable to some of the key index species identified in this study. The images were taken from a petrographic and an electron microscope. The figure shows the calcium carbonate content, the total abundance on the distribution, the total abundance of nanofossil, and the distribution of selected nanofossil species in this well. The paleoecology of the nanoflora allows us to monitor important changes in paleoproductivity during this interval. In the record, the nanoflora is rare and poorly preserved in the late Oligocene, but abundant to very abundant and well preserved in the early and middle Miocene. Overall, the nanofossil assemblages mainly showed eutrophic conditions in the early Miocene, with synchronous values in the total content of calcium carbonate and reticulofenestra lesser than 5 microns. This is followed with a drastic shift towards oligotrophic conditions in the middle Miocenes. This shift includes the middle Miocene climate optimum, where episodes of warming intervals, it means very high abundance of the genus Sphenolitus were identified, accompanied with drastic reduction in nanofossil abundance and the calcium carbonate content. At the top of the well, the nanofossil assemblage return to the eutrophic conditions. In addition to nutrient input, water temperature also appears to be an important controlling factor. For the middle Miocene climatic optimal interval, we propose that our data reflect the nanoflora response to global increasing of temperature during this time. You can check the distribution of isotopical cyanide during the middle Miocene in this part of the graph. In the core, it has been identified this interval as a Sphenolitus dominance interval in rows in blue colors. This is accompanied by an increase in this coacyrid species. This is interpreted as an interval of very strong stratification of water masses in a warm open sea environment. In this time, the blooming of the Sphenolitus is extremely important and very beautiful to check in the samples. Due to the complex nature of the Caribbean geology, the data acquired and presented in this research has the potential to improve the current stratigraphy of the area for hydrocarbon exploration and studies related to the global energy matrix and transition to clean energies. This study interval has been assigned to Sphenolitus hyperensus zones to Helicosphera amplia aperta zone, spanning from the latest Oligocene to the middle Miocene. The Oligocene-Miocene boundaries are remarkable, marked by the Reticulofenestra bisecta and the temporal range of Sphenolitus capricornitus and Sphenolitus caliculus. The middle Miocene climatic optimum correspond to warm oligotrophic conditions with an abundant presence of oceanic affinity taxa and less terrigenous input. Changes in eutrophic oligotrophic dynamic with episodes of blooming intervals of Sphenolitis heteromorphos were identified, with a drastic reduction in nanofossil abundance and calcium carbonate content. So, to say goodbye, the slide shows the beautiful, beautiful artificial canals, dwellings, and towns that the Sinu culture built 2,000 years ago in the geological environment to the El Carmen Formation studied in this research. Thank you so much for your attention.